We feel fine. We feel fine. We know what we're up against, and we know that we got to play better in a couple of areas and find a way to to get to the foul line and attack the basket more, whatever it has to be. But we're playing a great team. We're playing the world champs, and you have to play damn near a perfect game to be able to win. And we think that there's some areas that we corrected from game 1 to game 2, and there's just a couple of other things that we have to do. But we feel great about coming home and playing in front of our fans. They've been great. The 2 games that we had here in the playoffs, they've been unbelievably great. I think it's just going to be that much more vibrant, that much louder, and that much more enthusiastic when you got the world champs coming in. So we're looking forward to it.
How much do you think the crowd affected those 2 games against Portland, and how much do you think they're going to affect that game tomorrow night?
Oh, I think anytime you have a crowd like we had for the 2 Portland games, it does nothing but help the players and help the atmosphere and, just a different environment, when you have that kind of crowd here. And I think the crowd will be that much more enthusiastic when you're talking about playing the world champs and, you're having Steph Curry and you're having Kevin Durant in your arena. I just think they'll be great. I really do. And our guys are looking forward to it. We understand that, where we are and what we have to do to try to stay in this series.
Hey, I know we asked you this before, but what do you remember about that shot in 2015 that Steph made in the corner over here when you were on the other bench?
That he had his eyes closed. That when they ran at him, there's a picture, and I think it might have been in Sports Illustrated or somewhere, but I keep that picture on my phone, by the way. And just we want another opportunity to, for us to be in that situation, really.
And I mean this in a funny way. I saw where Kerr said Steph is going to start. I suppose that just depletes their bench then, right?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, that doesn't deplete their bench. The thing that they are is that there's they're where the NBA is today. They've got a real versatile team. As I said when I was out there, Steph can be a 1 or 2, Clay can be a 2, 3, in some situations 4. Andre Iguodala could be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Draymond Green can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so the versatility that they have makes it really tough because they can put 5 guys out there that has the ability to play make for anything. We had 33 assists and we still had less assists than they did. And 33 is a really good number, and especially in a playoff situation. But, we have 33, they have 36 assists. And we assisted on every basket but 15 of them. So the ball movement is still going to be important to us. And then we have to try to take away some of the stuff that they did that hurt us.
You were saying after the game that you guys want to limit turnovers. That was the issue you had last time. But obviously you can't be perfect. So in terms of your transition defense, what do you need to do after turnovers to limit?
Oh, well, you have to get back. I mean, you have to be a good transition defensive team. The only thing I think is really tough to do against them is that if you have live turnovers, then to get back and be able to set your defense is virtually impossible against them because they have rim runners and they have guys that run to the 3-point line. So that puts your defense in distress right away, really.
Oh, then after the game, you weren't using the free throw discrepancies as any kind of excuse for what happened out there. As you went back through the tape the last couple of days, what do you guys need to do to get to them?
You guys is dying for me to. I'm not going there. We're gonna play and we're gonna attack the basket and whatever happens, happens. I mean, yeah. Am I concerned that they shot 59 free throws and we shot 20? Yes. And so whatever we need to do to make up that discrepancy, we have to do it.
Around Game 3 of the Portland series, we're talking to you about combating complacency. So what's the difference in the opposite approach now into this series?
Well, if we're going to walk out and be complacent in this game, then we shouldn't be here. There's no even a remote room for complacency at all. I mean, we got to be locked in as much as we've ever been locked in. I mean, obviously, this is a game that means an awful lot. We're coming back home down 2-0. It's our first game at home against, the world champions. We have to find a way to win this game, and we have to do it by being locked in and focused and execute. We talk about all the locked in and focused stuff, but you have to execute against this team because they're not a team that's going to beat themselves, and they're a very intelligent team from a basketball IQ standpoint. We talked about that. So you have to be able to execute, and you have to be able to come up with big plays and big baskets when you need them.
Did you feel like you guys at least took away some of their airspace in game two, made them shoot over you a little bit better?
Yeah, we did. The problem you have there is Kevin Durant is just such a long guy. I thought that Drew did an excellent job on it, as well as you can do considering the circumstances. And we have to try to take a few things away, but we did take some of the easy baskets away, some of the areas that we worked on, and we'll just continue to try to do that and put ourselves in a position to try to have an opportunity to win the game in the last 2 minutes.
Was it good to see Drew attack that Durant matchup a little bit more, have some success in game two the way he did?
Well, yeah, I think so. We have to continue to do that, and I think our spacing has to be a little bit better than it has been. And the way we do that is that we just have to get to areas where we're not on top of each other, and the floor is space where we can operate. In an area where the defense is not just set there because of where we are.
It seemed like he defended him a little bit more as well. Was that just to avoid those cross matches in transition, or
a little bit, a little bit there, but. They do such a great job of pushing the basketball, and they put you in situations where you do have to make decisions as to whether you're switching or not. But that's what they do to everyone. I just think that when you look at the regular season, all they wanted to do was get to the playoffs. I think that they wasn't as focused, and I think they'll be the first to tell you that it was just such a boring time until the playoffs started, and then I think you see a different team right now.
How did you guys spend yesterday, and any interesting lessons you took away from the review of the game too, Bill?
Well, yesterday we spent traveling, really. We left there and we got back here at about 4 in the afternoon. The great sunshine and great weather, by the way, so we really appreciate that. So yesterday was pretty much a day off, and then today we did a lot of stuff with film, and then we walked through some things and just tried to work on a couple of timing things and things like that.
Did you like the diversity of shots you got from Nico the other day?
I did, and I think he'll shoot the ball better. He shot the ball better when we've been at home anyway, and so I think in general we'll shoot the ball better, especially from the three. We had a lot of open shots that we just didn't get in the basket, and obviously, in the playoffs, that becomes really important. You're going to have to make shots.
How does it help your spacing if Nico is hitting and he's shooting well?
Well, it changes everything. I mean, obviously, now they're closing out a lot more, and that creates driving alleys for everybody else. But in general, we just have to shoot. We didn't shoot it poorly. I mean, I think we shot 46%, but we have to shoot it better from three, especially the open ones. And they're very good because they're long and they do a good job of challenging the shots.
Coach, one thing you did well is you guys scored 39 fast break points. That's the most that the Golden State Warriors have given up all season. Is that something that this team needs to do? You want to see is them play at the fastest pace possible?
Yeah, we're going to continue to play at a fast pace. And I know someone said you're kind of playing in the Golden State's hands. But this is the way we played the whole season. So we're not going to all of a sudden try to adjust and do something completely different, because the success we've had has been based on playing at a fast pace and being the team that has played the fastest pace in the league. So we don't have the ability to all of a sudden change that and become a walk-it-up court team. We just going to continue to attack, and what we have to do, I said, is do a better job of executing and protecting the ball and not having a lot of turnovers.
You said coming back home is going to help Nico with his shooting touch. Just overall, do you think the guys outside of the top four being back home is going to help them maybe get a little bit more involved, have the crowd behind them, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, anytime you play in front of your home crowd, I think it it gives you an emotional lift if nothing else. And like I said, our crowd here has been absolutely phenomenal for the 2 playoff games we had, and there's no reason to think that it's not going to be even better, with the Golden State Warriors coming in here.
Do you think it would be important to get some contribution for those guys like Eton?
Well, we'll try to do that. Obviously the rotations tighten up in the playoff situation, so they're not playing the minutes that they did during the regular season. So in defense of them, they would have to play more minutes, to be more effective because they're not out there that much. Other than Darius, there's guys that didn't play, a whole lot of minutes. So.
If they go back to Steph starting, which I imagine they're going to do, how does that impact the shots that Nico gets? Because it might be probably be a different guy guarding him than Iguodala. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I can't imagine why he wouldn't start.
Right.
So, but we understand that and we prepared for that even for the first game. So him starting just adds another, great shooter on the floor and a playmaker and a spacer and all of that. But in our situation, we still got to do what we have to do, and it doesn't matter who's on the floor. We still have to have good spacing and move the basketball as we did.
Can you attack him specifically?
I think that's a little overrated, as far as attacking Steph. First of all, their basketball IQ is really, really high, and they're not going to allow situations where, Steph is on an island by himself. So, yeah, so what we have to do is that we would do the same thing if Quinn Cook was playing or if anybody else was playing. We just got to run our offense and do what we do, take advantage of situations when they're there and the opportunities are there, but we're not going to isolate or try to do certain things that would get away from who we are and what we're trying to do.
In a situation like this, when you're down 0-2, is there anything in the film sessions that you do just accentuate the positive and say, here's what we're doing right?
Oh, we accentuate a lot of the positives. It's not a negative thing. I mean, basketball is pretty much a game of mistakes, so you have to minimize the mistakes. And so I think we've done that for the most part against this team. It's just that, the ones that we've had, the mistakes that we've had have been kind of glaring ones where they've gone on 8-0 runs or something like that, which gives them a little separation. And, it happens 3 times in the games. Game 2, and we were able to fight back every time, but we did it in the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, and that was the one that hurt us most. And if we can just get Drew Holiday to do it. I'm trying to leave, man. I'm trying to leave. Okay. I'm trying to leave. Go ahead.
I appreciate it.